Texans fans, this is a safe space.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, work, work. Do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of 2:45. Hard work, work. Let it go and earn more pay. Hard work, work. Boots on and lace.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuned into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Writing something down. There we go. All right, first of all, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. I'm trying to fix this thing. Because, we do everything. Hold on. We do everything for the gram. And make sure you subscribe to the Locked On Texans podcast and to the Locked On Texans YouTube channel. Woo-wee. What's going on, y'all? I ain't gonna even lie. I gotta do it. I know. I'm sorry, y'all, but I gotta do it. I just gotta do it. Mustard! Y'all don't know what that's from? Y'all know Kendrick Lamar dropped a album on Friday, right? Surprise, too. I've been jamming that thing ever since. Man in the Garden is my favorite because when he says, I deserve it all. And when he said, what makes you think you the GOAT, mother, at the end of the song? Y'all never heard the song? Turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Mustard! Texas fans, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Texas fans, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. All right. Look, I got to go to the doctor today, y'all. And I apologize. That's why this show is starting so early, because I do have to go to the doctor today. I got to, Big Sarge is getting older. Got to get himself checked out. I got to get myself checked out. So I'm going to the doctor. But before we get this show started, this week is Thanksgiving, right? Thursday is Thanksgiving. And the only way, listen, let me tell y'all one thing. My granddaughter, who just turned 7 on this past Saturday, she was actually born on Thanksgiving Day. Like, her birthday fell on Thanksgiving Day. Let me just say that. Her birthday fell on Thanksgiving Day. So in her mind, she has two birthdays. Her actual birthday and Thanksgiving. She thinks that she has two birthdays. She's like, Pawpaw, I got two birthdays. It's like, what? Yeah, I got two birthdays. I said, what do you mean you have two birthdays? She said, my birthday on the 20, what was that? Was that the 23rd? My birthday on the 23rd and Thanksgiving. I said, how? So you know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna send you something on both days. Hey, my granddaughters, they pretty much get whatever they want from me. Tell you that right now. I don't care who got something to say about it. My granddaughters get everything they want from me. So yeah, my other granddaughter is on punishment right now because of some things going on in school. And every time her mama talk to me about it, I almost want to cry. I almost want to cry because I just can't stand to see my baby get in trouble like that. I know I don't get into it. She get in trouble, but I'm a pawpaw, so it hurts me. Hey, look, but with Thanksgiving coming up, right? I just have to ask a real question, and I want you all to drop the answers in the comments. Who is the one relative or friend you have to see at that you hate to see at a family function? Who is that one relative or family friend that you hate to see at the family functions? Now, listen, don't put nothing in here that's gonna get y'all in trouble on people that y'all got to see on Thursday. But who is that one person every time y'all have a family function and they show up, you be like, what the or my life. Not this dude, or not this chick, or not this person. Let me say it that way. Not this person. I got a cousin, right? I ain't gonna say his name, but I got a cousin that every time I see him at any family function, I be like, this, this N word. That's exactly this N word. Cause he just always been a bully his entire life. And the older we got, the worse he got till he got to the point where I be like, bro, I don't know who you think you scaring now. Like, I understand when we was younger, when we was 8, you was like 5'7", 215 pure muscle. So yeah, you could bully us because the average 8-year-old is like 5'1" maybe 4'7", 110 pounds. So yeah, you bullied us. I mean, you wasn't the smartest. I mean, you got the body, but damn sure didn't have the brains. Yeah, you can say more than one. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. My uncle's wife, she gossips the whole time. Wait, somebody said my ignorant ass nephew. Oh man. Hey, yes, you can say more than one. Yes. But my cousin, man, every time I see him at a family function, I just be like, bro, I'm not trying to do this with you. I ain't trying to do this with you. You tried to give me some bad advice years ago. Bro, I'm not trying to do this with you. And I've gotten to an age where I don't even fight no more. Like I don't fight no more, bro. Hand-to-hand combat is slowly but surely leaving me day by day. What I mean by that, I'm not saying that I'm not big enough to do hand-to-hand combat. I'm saying that I just don't do it no more. I live in the state of Texas where it's legal. Let me say that one more time. Let me get closer to the mic. I live in the state of Texas where it's legal. Hand-to-hand combat, I'm good. I'm good. I like to lift weights, but really the only thing I need to be able to lift is 4 pounds and apply pressure. Once again, hey, drop that. Who is the one relative or friend you hate to see at a family function? All right, once again, you tune into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. I'm not partaking in family Thanksgiving this year because I can't deal with any of them. Hold on, Alexa say she can't deal with any of them. Yes. You tune into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Texas fans, this is a safe space. Now, before I even start, I'm not going to say nothing about the Dallas Cowboys winning on Sunday because I didn't want them to win. Like the Dallas Cowboys can't even tank the right way. They were without like 4 or 5 players, and they still found a way to win the game against the Washington Commanders. And I'm saying to myself, no, you're supposed to lose. How you don't even know how to tank is ridiculous. You don't know how to win, and you don't know how to tank. Like, you got to learn how to tank. Some of y'all will get that, some of y'all won't. I didn't pay $400 for this poll to put here. Exactly. All right. Texas fans, this is a safe space. Why they ruin y'all holidays like that? Why the Houston Texans ruin your holidays like that? Let me fix this screen. There we go. Why did the Texans ruin your holidays like that, y'all? Jesus. How do you lose to the Tennessee Titans? The Tennessee Titans. You know what? The loss to the Jets and the loss to the Tennessee Titans is the 2024 version of losing to the Carolina Panthers and losing to the Atlanta Falcons. That's all it is. That's all it is. The Texans have not learned how to put away these terrible, bad teams. They haven't. Losing to the Jets and losing to the Titans is the 2024 version of losing to the Falcons and losing to the Carolina Panthers in 2023. The Texans are a mess, and it's going to be up to general manager Nick Caserio and head coach D'Amico Ryans to fix it. Now, there's only one way to fix it during the bye week. We've talked about that ad nauseum. We've talked about that. We beaten that to a pulp. We've taken that stick and beaten that to a pulp. We know one of the ways that the Houston Texans can get themselves back on track is they're going to have to either split up the play calling duties with Bobby Slowick and someone else. I've been saying for a long time, people picked up on that and start talking about it like it was theirs, and Gerard Johnson, or you're just going to have to let Bobby go. And if you let Bobby go, I don't think that's going to be a D'Amico decision. That's probably going to have to come from the top. That's going to have to come from the top. That's going to have to come from the organization as a whole if they can't get it together. I mean, it's terrible because you watch the game. You watch the Titans game, and the way that they started out. I mean, you got an 80-yard kickoff return to start the game from Dameon Pierce. 80-yard kickoff, one play score, one play. Stroud to Stover, touchdown. His first career touchdown. And that's how you lose the game? That's how you lose the game. No, we're going to break some of these things down. We got some talking to do, real. Look, I got some time. We're going to be here for a minute. My doctor's appointment ain't until 9:30, and I used to right down the road and hop in my truck and go right down the street. We got some time. We're going to break some things down because before I even get started, listen, that doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. And the Houston Texans owe their fans an apology for what they did on Sunday. And I know we're going to talk about the defense, we're going to talk about the offense, but the whole entire organization owes them an apology. Owes the fan base an apology. That Titans team was 2-8. 2-8. And you had them. You had them even as bad as you played. You still took a 1-point lead into the fourth quarter. And then you just lost it. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this thing. Hey, y'all remember this? Y'all remember when I told you, I said, we had this discussion, right? Remember I said, D'Amico and Nick need to be held accountable for what was going on with the offensive line because they watched that offensive line during training camp, during OTAs, during training camp, during the preseason. I said they knew their deficiencies. Remember I told you all that? Remember I said they knew that they had an interior offensive line issue in training camp. Because if I can see it, and if others can see it, can't everybody else see it? Everybody else can see it, right? Everybody else can see it. At least everybody that attended training camp and watched preseason. So we can see it. I know that you all knew that you had an interior offensive line issue. And I preface that to say this. The Houston Texans knew that they had a safety issue coming into the season. Like they knew that they had an issue at the safety position coming in, especially if you're going to move Jalen Petrie from safety to nickel corner, you knew that you had an issue. You knew that there was a problem. You knew that something wasn't right. Speaking of something not right, y'all give me a second. I forgot to do something. I forgot to do something. Y'all make sure y'all share the show too. I forgot to share the show. You knew coming in, you gave Jimmy Ward some extra money. You knew Eric Murray. You knew what you had at the safety position, and you still didn't go out and fix it. Listen, I know that you all have heard me say this before. I'll say it again. Eric Murray is not a full-time safety. He's not. And if Jalen Petrie is really hurt, like they say he's hurt, if his pectoral muscle is really messed up, then you may have to take your chances at moving Eric Murray into that position, that into that nickel corner position, or play Miles Bryant. You can play Miles Bryant at that position, but Eric Murray is not a full-time safety, and he's showing it over and over and over again. Listen, don't get me wrong. There's been some plays, and when there has been plays, I've say, hey, Eric Murray look good. I say, hey, Eric Murray looks good. But that's the problem. Those plays are few and far between. And Eric Murray, for as good as he does, the bad outweighs the good every time. He's not a full-time safety. He's not. And it's crazy because you want to say, is he a reserve safety? And then you look at it and you be like, wait, what's going on? So the Houston Texans knew that they had an issue at safety. And Eric Murray, y'all seen the video on my page. If not, hey, go to the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Go and look at the video of Derek Stingley where I'm asking him, hey, man, were you supposed to have over the top help on that play? And Derek did not throw his teammate under the bus. He just said that there was some miscommunication. So guess what, y'all? Guess what we're going to do today, boys and girls? We're going to look, hold on. We're going to look at the miscommunication. We're going to look at the miscommunication. Give me 1 second. I am going to share my screen with you all. La 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 la. Started out hustling, ended up balling. Here we go. This is the play. Now I put this video out on my Twitter page as well, but right here on the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show, y'all know we've really started to dive into breaking down plays right here. So let's just look. You see, two high safeties. Here's Derek Stingley. Here's Kamari Lassiter. Watch what they do at the snap of the ball. Bingo. What are they doing? They're not in man. They're playing zone because they know that they have over the top help. Look what Kalen Bullock does. He plays over the top. Look at what Eric Murray is doing. Biting on a very weak double move. This ain't even a real double move. This is just him cutting back. Look how far he's already down. So what is Derek supposed to do? Because if you look, these two, they're in zone. Derek is playing this area. Now, the touchdown got charged to Derek, but look, he's just playing the area. About time, Derek, look, Derek got speed, but Derek can't make up that much. Derek can't make up that much. And look at Eric Murray turning around like a spindle top. Let's see if we can see it from this way. Oh no, Daniil almost got that too. We can't see it, so we have to look at it from just this angle. I was gonna see if we could see it from another angle, but look at that. And even if it's over the top help, don't give up this area. If he's gonna come here, let him get a big play here. Let him get a big play here where you got 4 other defenders that could come and help you with the tackle. There's 4 other defenders right here. At least these 2, because if he catches it here, these 2 are going to release it, come here. But look at the mistake that you made. Bam. And now you're gone. Look at that. Bingo. That's terrible. That is terrible. Come back to the page. Terrible. What are you doing? What are you looking at, Eric Murray? And how do you expect what did you expect? What did people expect Derek Stingley to do? I seen some people, I seen some people who were saying, "Oh, that's Derek Stingley's fault." Really? Derek Stingley. But those are people who really don't watch the games. They just have a narrative. It's crazy to me. Hold on, let me see. Well, they called me Mr. Nobody. Said Eric Murray made a business decision, and when the receiver came running at him, instead of hitting in the chest, he wants to tackle the guy's cleats. Oh, we ain't even got to that play yet. We ain't even got to that play yet. But that's something that that's something that has been happening. And look, we talked about this last week. We seen on a big touchdown play, and on these explosive plays, that's where on these explosive plays, that's where it's wait, well, hold on. Where you going, Alexis? You going already? You gotta go get the Thanksgiving dinner together or something? Nah, I have a good one, Alexis. We've seen these safeties take these bad angles. And I expect it from a rookie in Kalen Bullock. Hey, look, he's still learning. But Eric Murray, no. Eric Murray making that type of play, doing that, that's horrible. Y'all give me 1 second. There's another, hold on. There is another play that I wanted to show. Where is the play? Huh. I thought I had it pulled up, y'all, but I guess I don't. Let me see. It was nope. No. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. And like I said, we've talked about this before, right? We've talked about this before. We've talked about the Houston Texans having a safety issue, right? We talked about this before. I'm about to show y'all this play. Now, the crazy part about it is, how are you getting beat? How are you getting beat and you're already backpedaling and you're still getting beat? You're still getting beat and you're backpedaling. Watch this. Let me see. See if we can. Sideline is going to be better. Here's Jimmy Ward. Once again, Derek Stingley right here. And I don't know, like they put a lot of faith, and this doesn't have anything to do with Stingley, but Stingley locks down a whole side of the field. All he's asking for is some help. Now, let me make this bigger. Here's Jimmy Ward. Watch what happens. Tell me if you see what's going on. How are you backpedaling and you're still getting beat? Once he makes the move, you're beat by alignment. You're beat by alignment. Bingo. See that? This is that 63-yard pass play. Look, gone. Right by him. Safety. Safety issue. Let me see if we can see this from here. No, we can't. Let's see if we can see it from here. No, we can't. So we just got to look at it from the sideline. Once again, here's Jimmy Ward getting beat. Now, the crazy part about it is Jimmy Ward makes up for that. Now, because I showed you the bad, I want to show you the good when it comes to Jimmy Ward too, because we're about to talk about something in just a second. This is a play that what you call it probably would have made as well, Jalen Petrie. But I do love what Jimmy Ward does right here. And let me come back to sharing the screen real quick. Like I said, y'all, we just doing some film studies right now. We're just doing some film study right now. So Give me a second. Because we got some more things that we need to talk about before I get up out of here. It's gonna be a show. We're gonna talk. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna talk, but there we go. Now, here's Jimmy Ward because this is right after. I mean, this is Jimmy Ward has to play right here because Jalen Petrie got hurt. Now, this is where Jimmy makes up for it. Look at his instinct. He can see it. He can see what's happening. And look, you see how he's passing him into the zone where he knows Aziz is going to be. He don't have to follow him. He doesn't have to follow him because Aziz is right there, right? Look at what he does. Look at the break he gets on the ball. Look at the break. Let me see if we can see it from this way. Watch the. They're not going to show you the break that Jimmy gets, but look at that. Like, that's not easy to do. Can we see it from this way? I don't know if we can see it. You know what? I see it better when I'm not sharing my screen. But here we go. Jimmy. So I want to make sure I showed the bad. Now I wanted to show the good with Jimmy as well. The way he broke on this, gone. So with that being said, there's an issue when it comes to the safety position. And they knew that. They knew that the safeties were an issue, just like they knew the interior offensive line was an issue. Hold on, I got one more play that I want to show you as far as the safeties are concerned. Give me 1 second. One more play that I want to show you. Now, this one is going to have this one is going to deal with the linebackers and the safeties. This is something that I want you all to see. This is a bad play by Henry Toa and an even worse play. And an even worse play by the safety. Give me a second, y'all. Let me pull this up. Yeah, we doing some. We diving into it. We diving into it today, y'all. We diving into it today. This is Henry has to do a better job. And the funny part about it is I talked to Henry about this on yesterday. It's one of the first things I talked to him about before he did his media availability. And I said, hey man, it looked like on film. I said on film, I said watching it live and looking at it, the replay, not on film. I said looking at it on replay, it looked like you bit on the play action. And he's like, Sarge, he said they ran a good play. They ran a good play. Like, so some of you all don't understand that these players will take accountability. You only get a chance to hear CJ take accountability, but a lot of these other players, they'll take accountability. Aziz Al-Shaair took accountability for the mistakes that he made yesterday with the penalties that he had. And so they will take accountability. And this is what, and I will get a chance to talk one-on-one with Henry, and we'll go back through this. I'll let you all hear him say it. But watch this play. This is a combination of Henry playing not playing this the right way, but then you're going to see what we've been talking about again when it comes to the safeties. Watch how you see how this tight end is going to cross right here. Look at what Henry's watching. Henry's watching the running back, which it looks like if he just stays here, he can pick up the tight end right here, especially if they're going this way. Let Aziz be the attacker right here, and then you come and you clean up. I get the swarming to the ball aspect. But watch here, you can see it differently now. You see where Henry is? Henry is out of position. But even with Henry being out of position, this guy right here should have been able to make the tackle. And watch what happens. How? Let's see if we can do it from this end zone. Watch Henry get sucked in on the play action. Bam, that's your man. All right, that's your man. Now you got a big catch. The angle that Kalen Bullock is taking is trying to catch him, but you're the last line of defense. Why are you trying to ankle tackle him? And if you're going to dive in front of him. Dive in front of him. I know that's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. But this is you see him coming your way, you're coming out of your break. Whiff. Gone. What do you Wow. Wow. Just wow. Hey, didn't the Texans have an opportunity to get a safety? Didn't they have an opportunity to get a safety before the trade deadline? Wasn't there a safety out there that they could have gotten? Wasn't it a safety they could have traded for? No, I'm just saying. Like there is somebody out there that they could have gotten, right? That would have been a huge upgrade. Now, I'm not giving up a lot, and I don't know what the team wanted for him, but sometimes you've got to pull the trigger, no pun intended. Sometimes you've got to make the deal happen. Because what you're getting now, let me put it like this. Watching the way that these safeties are playing, and this is excluding the rookie Kalen Bullock, because Kalen Bullock is a rookie. Excluding Kalen Bullock, you're going to keep getting exploited like that. And if you lost Jalen Petrie for the rest of the year, we don't know yet. We're going to find out this week. But if you lost him, you can't even move him back to the safety position. So you fix you kind of put you kind of put a band-aid on your wound when it comes to the interior offensive line by making Juice Scruggs the left guard and Jared Patterson the center. You kind of fix that, and now your other issue gets exposed. Yeah, y'all listen. Some of y'all are too young to probably remember this, but there used to be on cartoons. It was like the Bugs Bunny cartoon, maybe Tom and Jerry or something. Like there'd be a hole and it'd be water coming out of it, and then like they put their hand on the hole, and then another hole to open up and it'd be more water. You put the hand right there, and then next thing you know, you spread it all out, and then another hole comes through. That's what I feel like it is with the Houston Texans this year. Like you put your hand to stop one leak, right? Then the other leak shows up. So you try to put your other hand on that leak. So you put your hand on the interior offensive line, stop that. And then here comes the safety issue. You try to stop that. And then here comes the penalties. You try to stop that. Then here comes the ineffective play of quarterback CJ Stroud. You try to stop that. Then here comes the play calling of Bobby Slowick. You try to stop. Like, you done ran out of body parts. You done ran out of body parts to try to stop all the leaks. Now what do? You're going on, you're pretty much 13 weeks into this thing, and you still got these leaks. Whereas, if you knew that this wall if you I'm gonna put it like this, if you knew that this apparatus that you have that's supposed to keep the water behind was weak and could potentially lead to leaks, what do? You reinforce the apparatus that stops it. If the wall is supposed to stop the water from coming through, reinforce the wall so you can't have leaks. You got to double plywood it, put metal on it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how to stop leaks. That ain't my look. I'm good at talking. I'm good at thinking. I don't know nothing about all that other stuff right there like that. So I don't know how to prevent leaks. If a leak happened, I'm just gonna call the maintenance, and they finna come and they finna fix the leak. You got people who's supposed to do that. So if you know coming into the season that this wall or whatever apparatus cannot stop the leaks, you have to reinforce that. You have to reinforce that, because now Because you didn't reinforce it, now you're watching leak interior offensive line, leak quarterback CJ Stroud, leak Bobby Slowik, leak safeties, leak penalties. You're watching it. And now, D'Amico and Nick, they're going to have to fix it. You're going to have to fix it. You're going to have to plug up the holes in the offseason because it's too late to do it now. Like, you can put a stopgap on it. And look, let me tell you all something. I could be totally wrong, and the Houston Texans can go on to win the Super Bowl this year. And if I am, I will come right back here on the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show and tell you, hey, I was wrong. Hey, they could turn this thing totally around. Maybe the bye week is what they need. They could turn this thing totally around and win the Super Bowl. Then they'll come back and be like, but that still doesn't mean you don't have the leaks. And if the Texans do go on a playoff run this season, that just means that whatever the leaks were, they were able to plug them. They didn't fix the issue. They just plugged the hole for temporarily, so no leaks would happen until you're able to reinforce the wall. And if you can do that, if you can temporarily plug the leaks temporarily and get through this season, make a playoff run, then guess what? In the offseason, you tear that wall down, you build a new wall, and this time you build the wall. I don't mean it like that. You build that wall and you reinforce it. Because we just talked about how the safety play was. And before I even hop over to the offensive side of the ball, the Houston Texans defense, they're getting a lot of people are criticizing them, and they're talking about, oh man, if they would have played better, they gave up 32 points to the Titans. Okay. That, look, semantically speaking, they gave up 30. Actually, the offense gave up the other 2. But semantically speaking, they gave up 30 points, right? And in the first half, they did not look good. Hold on, y'all know I keep stats. Y'all know I keep me some stats. Where is my? Here we go, right here. So, in the first half, Tennessee Titans quarterback Will Levis was 11 for 12, had 1 incompletion, 177 yards, and 1 touchdown. Tony Pollard had 10 carries for 89 yards and 1 touchdown. The defense gave up 20 points in the first half. 20 points in the first half, right? Every time you looked up, it was an explosive play. I just showed you 2. Every time you looked up, there was explosive plays. The defense was giving up. You're right. The defense in the first half, but just like I said on the Locked On Texans podcast, there's 2 halves of football. 2 halves. The first and second quarter, or the first half. The third and the fourth quarter is the second half. Right? Right. So I just gave you the numbers for Will Levis and Tony Pollard in the first half, right? Balling out. Second half. In the third quarter, Will Levis was 5 for 7 for 29 yards. That's the third quarter. He passed for 29 yards. In the fourth quarter, he was 2 for 5 for 72 yards and a touchdown. 70 of those yards came on that one play to the tight end. He had 72 yards passing in the fourth quarter. 70 came on one play. So if you go back and you look, the defense held Will Levis in the second half to 31 passing yards. Like, he got 101. But that was because there was how many yards after the catch? The defense tightened up in the second half. They gave up 121 total yards. In the second half, where is it at? Tony Pollard had 30 rushing yards. 30. What they have? 8 sacks. How many turnovers? Let me make sure I got this right. Y'all give me a second. Game tracker, team stats. Yeah. Defense had well two because one came on special team play. So the defense did their job. Of course, we could talk about that one play. We just talked about that one play. We did. We talked about that 70-yard touchdown. And that was right after coming off of getting that Jimmy Ward getting his 65-yard interception. Let me see something real quick. I meant to look at this yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, come on, Sarge. I don't see it. I gotta find it. I don't see it on my stats. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Time of possession. The Tennessee Titans 34 minutes 29 seconds. The Houston Texans 25 minutes 31 seconds. Your defense on the field for 34 minutes, that's a lot. That is a lot. Let me get to this. I know y'all saying, damn, Sarge. Was there any positives? It was. I'm talking about them right now. Talking about the defense. Yeah, the defense gave up. The defense didn't play good in the first half. But how many times have we talked about this? Hey, man, the defense, can they have a bad game? Are they allowed to have a bad game? They're not allowed to have a bad game. And then and on Sunday, they didn't even have a bad game. They just had a bad first half. And they tightened up in the second half. They tightened it up in the second half. And then moving right over to the offensive side of the ball. Let me give you the second half possessions for the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans had the ball 2, 4, 6, 7 times in the second half. 7 times in the second half. Y'all want to know what happened? Some of you already know. Like the title says, Texas fans, this is a safe space. Come on in here. Let's talk about it. Punt, interception, punt, field goal, punt, missed field goal, safety. Punt, interception, punt, field goal, punt, missed field goal, safety. Side note, hey, that's the second short field goal Kaimi Fairbairn has missed, right? I can see if that was like a 59-yarder. That was 28 yards. 28. 28 yards and you missed it. And the one thing that I don't like, and y'all can clip this up and y'all can put it out there, I don't like the fact that he wasn't in the locker room and talk about it. I don't like the fact that after the game, Kaimi Fairbairn was nowhere to be found. So I'm hoping that this week, he's going to find his way starting on Wednesday. He's going to find his way to be able to get to the media so we could talk to him about that missed field goal. That would have tied the game. And you blew it. You missed it. No excuses. You broke a record. You have 12 50-plus yard field goals made this year. And then 28, you miss it. You miss it. That's all on you. There's a lot of things that happen, but that right there, that's you only got one job. One job. One. Hold on. Sarah's asking a question. Just wondering why the defense has to save the offense every single game this season. Why can't the offense say exactly? Exactly. Let me move right over to what I'm saying. Hey, look. In the first half, and I've said this on the Locked On Texans podcast, so some of you all have already heard it, but I'm going to say it again. Last 3 games against the Lions, Cowboys, and the Titans, CJ Stroud has completed 38 passes, 66% of those passes, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception for 472 yards. 66% completion rate, 472 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. In the second half of those 3 games, 55%, 264 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The Texans are 1-2 in those last 3 games. The Texans should be 3-0 in those last 3 games. The Texans should have beat the Lions. The Texans beat the Cowboys, and they should have beat the Titans. But something isn't right in this second half. Something is not right in the second half. And I'm so tired of hearing it from the coaching staff that there's nothing that happens in the second half. You're right. There is nothing that happens. There's no difference in playing the first half and the second half. Actually, there is. And other teams are making the adjustments, and you are not. You are not. Now, I have a question before I get up out of here. I got about another 10 minutes. I got a question. Well, before I ask my question, let me just say this. Hey, CJ ain't doing himself no favors. Look, all right. Hey, I'm not gonna talk about the defense and not talk about the offense. I'm gonna show this, and this is on my page. This is on my page as well on my Twitter page. It's Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, let me share this screen. Share. Here we go. This is the interception right before the end of the half. This is the end of the first half. Watch what happens. Here we go. Now, some people tried to blame John Mechie for this, right? But you can see, and this is something that I haven't this is something that I hadn't seen from CJ in a very long time. And I didn't. Let me take that back. There's something I didn't see in CJ his rookie year that is becoming a lot more evident in his sophomore season. Watch when he gets the ball. He's already locked in on John Mechie. He's not looking anywhere else. He's locked in, and then where he throws the ball. Now, this is what people are trying to say that, well, it's John Mechie's fault. Well, once again, look, here's Tank, here's Mechie. They're running the same route. They're running the same route. If CJ just settles down, he can make this right here, but he rushes the throw. He rushes it, right? Now, if he waits a little bit longer, he has the protection. Even if he has the slide right here, and it's easy for me to say because I've never played quarterback in the NFL, but look, he's locked in quickly. Look where he throws the ball, and look where Mechie is. Here's a better angle. Watch, here's Mechie right here. Watch when he comes out. CJ has already locked in and said he's going to throw. When you also have multiple options, this is not on Mechie. This is on CJ. Look where Mechie is, and look where CJ delivers the ball. Watch again. Mechie's right here. CJ throws the ball over here. Mechie did exactly what he was supposed to do. He came and he sat down, just like Tank does. Tank sits down as well. That's very uncharacteristic of CJ. Now, and I know people are saying, I think somebody said earlier that on my page that, well, it's a bunch formation. If Bobby Slowick isn't running those bunch formations, breakfast. If Bobby Slowick is not running those bunch formations, then you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't be able to let the defense that corner sit right there. Hey, look, that play right there ain't got nothing to do with Bobby Slowick. That ain't got nothing to do with Bobby Slowick. Some of these plays, they don't have nothing to do with Bobby Slowick. It's CJ. And I will say this, and I asked CJ this in the press conference on Sunday. Hey, some of the quarterback pressures and some of the hits, the pressure and the sacks that you've taken early in the season cause you to be a little bit off? He said no, and I get it, because he's not going to throw his offensive lineman under the bus, right? Not going to throw his offensive lineman under the bus. So he says no, but it's clear that we can see it. There was one play. Y'all give me one look, y'all. I know we just doing some film study. We'll get back to doing some other stuff tomorrow on Tuesday. I said tomorrow. Y'all supposed to check me on that. Sorry, you're not supposed to say tomorrow. You're supposed to say on Tuesday. Is this the one? This may be the one. Let me see something right quick. Uh, this is the one. So we're gonna go back and look at CJ's. Uh, we're gonna look at CJ's second interception. We're gonna look at the second interception by CJ. I want y'all to notice something. And I said this to some of my colleagues. And I may have said it to some other people, but I'm gonna say it to you all. I want you to see something. Watch this. You know what? Let me put it from here. I want y'all to see something. Watch this. CJ does a great job of stepping up in the pocket. Watch right here. You see him chopping his feet? You see he's chopping his feet instead of just settling? See him chopping his feet? Even if he stops and he still has enough time to stop and throw. And like I said, I know we're playing Monday morning quarterback. But watch. Watch when he steps up right here. Watch when he steps up. Chopping his feet. And as he's chopping his feet, that's what causes the throw to be off. And if you're going to step up, you're stepping up right here, just stop right here. Like I said, it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback because we're going back and we're watching it we're watching it on the replay and not in real time. Because Nico is open. Let me see. Nico is open. Another thing. Watch. Why doesn't CJ hold on? He said he didn't put enough air under the ball, right? He said he didn't put enough air under the ball. Another uncharacteristic uncharacteristic thing I've seen from CJ Stroud. And listen, I got to get ready to get up out of here. And we're going to talk some more about this. We're definitely going to talk some more about it. I'm not letting this game go just yet. And on Tuesday, we'll dive into it a little bit more. I just want to make sure that I let you all see some of the things that transpired in that game and how the coaching staff and the organization, they're going to have to fix these things that's going on as far as the play is concerned. And we just watched CJ, and like I said, there's just been some uncharacteristic things off about CJ. And I got a question before I get up out of here. I got a couple of minutes because I gotta also do y'all comments. I just got one question. Y'all think they put too much pressure on CJ? I think they're putting on Tuesday's edition of Locked On Texans podcast. We're gonna dive into this a little bit more. So make sure you're subscribed to the Locked On Texans podcast and to the YouTube page. We're gonna dive into this a little bit more. You think that they're putting a lot of pressure on CJ? Could be. What's up, Unc? You think they're putting a lot of pressure on CJ? You think they came into this season trying to make him do year 4 quarterback stuff when he's only in year 2? Like, I'm just asking. I'm asking. You're right, Demo. One of his favorite quotes that he told me that when he was answering my question was, "Pressure is a privilege." Yeah, it's one thing to say it; it's another thing to actually have to go through it. We're gonna talk about this, like I said, on the Locked On Texas podcast. But I want you all to remember something. CJ said he needs to get a couple of weeks ago. CJ said he needs to get back to having fun. meaning that he hasn't been having fun. His rookie year, he had fun. The expectations wasn't as high. As the expectations went up, then you remember when Bobby Slowick said that CJ saves me a lot when I make bad calls? CJ saves me from making bad calls. How many bad calls has Bobby made this year? A lot. No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. And like I said on Tuesday show, I'm definitely going to take time out. So I'm letting y'all know now. So if you want to join, you join. If you don't, you don't. On Tuesday show, I'm going to take the time out to give Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter their flowers. Which I said, hey, I said they could come out. I said they came in with 7.5 sacks. They should leave the game with at least 10.5 sacks. They should. Daniil did. Will almost got there. The Aziz illegal contact wiped out Will's third sack. But and y'all make sure y'all go and y'all look at and listen to what what Daniil Hunter told me on last week. I put it up there where he talked about his spin move, his jab step. He talked about the pressures turning into sacks. He had been talking about that all year. He said, when you start at the bottom of the ladder, and I like to start at the bottom of the ladder and climb up. I don't like to start at the top and slide down. So got a lot of comments, y'all. Let me see if I can get to most of them. I love the fact that y'all talk to each other as well in the comments. That's what this show is here for. That's what this show is here for. This is what Sports Talk with Big Sarge is all about. Not just me doing all the talking, but y'all doing the talking as well. Y'all interacting with each other. Can we just not talk Texas today? Let's just talk about the other stuff as a big family. I said it before. CJ's mechanics are bad. Choppy feet, throwing off back foot. Yeah, he is throwing off his back foot a lot. Arm not in sync with the lower body, not moving the defense with his eyes. He is not going through his progressions. Not this year. Not this year. He's not going through his progressions. Do you think this can lose some of the locker room, being that Miko keeps stating the defense needs to do better? Nah, it won't. Because the defense know that they gave up too many points and too many big plays to Will Will Levis. They know that. Bro, if we lose to the Jags, I'm gonna crash out. Don't crash out, Marcus. Don't crash out, blood. Sarge, I think this goes back to when Slowick was forcing CJ to go through all his reads. CJ looks awful. Yeah. Let me see something else. Hey, I agree with that. I agree with that. I could definitely use it. I was sitting behind the bench. The whole line was laughing. There was no leadership after bad performance on drives. Fans can't care more than the players. Okay. Titans about as bad as the Cowboys and Jets couldn't win. This team is content with mediocrity. D'Amico needs to give an F about the offense. It's time. Uh-huh. The Titans know they don't have nothing to play for. They playing for pride. Yeah. Hold on. That's a good point. Back at Wilson. Intermediate. Oh, man, you know me more than I think you know me, blood. We put blame on Nick. He didn't make the moves that actually matter. Could have gotten Xavier Howard for the slot, Xavier McKinney for safety. Actually, good O-line with guys. Some juice knows how to play. Yep. We talked about that. Win a division and host a playoff game that day. That could help. That could happen. Justin Simmons would have been nice to have said it all season long as getting Murray out of here. Yep. The Texans don't need to take these teams lightly. Any team can. Yep. Any given Sunday. Exactly. Oh man. Gotcha. All right. We'll see Alexis tomorrow. Um, let me see. There's a good chance that they lose to the Jags next week. D'Amico is over. D'Amico, I don't think D'Amico's in over his head. I don't think that. I don't think that he's in over his head. Let me see what they call him. Coaching is just about calling plays. It's about knowing your player's strength and weaknesses. War should not be a back end safety. And Murray should not be on the field. Period. Makes sense. Ward's best position is the slot. That's what he played in San Francisco. Coach promised him he would play safety here, which is why he's here. Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure the old line players are that bad. I think they're terribly coached. Strasser has not done a good job. We might have one player that's subpar. This West Coast offense is not going over with these guys. It is coaching. Good. Rowan, is that how you pronounce it? I don't want to mess it up. Rowan, that's a good point. That is a very good point. I still don't see why we ain't use the 20 million cap space on Justin Simmons instead of Jimmy. I say that was a complete ego thing. All right. CJ looks like someone who's not used to losing or making mistakes. Yeah, but not in a good way. I didn't like the body language yesterday. Hopefully, it was a one-time thing. Listen to the coaching staff. It's like being in an argument with your spouse and knowing you see what you seen and them gaslighting saying we got to do better. What you mean we? It's on Bobby. Oh my God. Is that Tay? Did I pronounce that right, Tay? I hope I did. Oh, that's a great take, y'all. That is a great take. Oh man, I'm trying to get to everybody. I put this up earlier, Sarah, and I'm going to come back to it right now and say this. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing that the Houston Texans defense has scored more touchdowns than the Houston Texans offense has in the second half of the last 6 games. The last 2 weeks, the defense got 2 touchdowns in the second half. The last 6, 7 games, got one touchdown. One in the second half. What did I say last week? I'm going to say it again. What did I say last week? Maybe that's too much for you, Bobby. Hey, I was asked, I was on the Locked On Saints podcast and with Ross Jackson, who does a great job over there. He brought on different podcast hosts to talk about the coaching search for the New Orleans Saints. And he asked me about Bobby. And I said, I told him exactly what I told y'all when the problems started to arise as far as the play calling and the second half inefficiencies. I said, it may be that this is too much for Bobby to handle. Maybe this is too much talent for Bobby to handle at one time. As a second-year play caller, this may be too much. So when I was on the Locked On Saints podcast, I told him, I said, maybe working with Derek Carr would help him. If you look at the Kyle Shanahan system, he's never really had like good quarterbacks over there in San Francisco. Now he had MVP Matt Ryan and with the Atlanta Falcons, and then we could see how the ego of Kyle Shanahan pretty much lost that Super Bowl to the Patriots. But I mean, they've had Brock Purdy, they had Jimmy Garoppolo. They've never had quarterbacks over at San Francisco with the amount of talent that CJ has. And maybe, just maybe, that may work for Bobby more than it works for Bobby here. I'm just saying. No, he was not, Sarah. Let me see. Let me get some more people. D'Amico is not putting his foot in the right arse. Hold on. CJ is in a sophomore slump, and so is Bobby for that matter. I wonder what happened to his mentality that he was playing for the fans to pride in their team. The entire offense has lost that. Yeah. Oh, Kiana. Quick. Kiana, did I pronounce that right? Please tell me I pronounced that right. CJ admitted to not seeing him. Yeah, he did. He just threw to a spot. You're right. O-line play is horrible and pathetic. The O-line actually didn't play bad yesterday. The O-line didn't play bad. They didn't give up a sack till the fourth quarter. And CJ even admitted some of those sacks was on him. Sarge, don't let me start talking about ineptitude of this team and operation. Everyone is messing up, and when nobody should be messing up at this point of the season. Tula, 37 seconds left in the half on your own 15, and they're throwing the ball. Just run the clock out. That's when Bobby should have ran. Right. You are right. Let me see what we got any more before I get up out of here. Seems like either taking the blame or they're having him take the blame for the majority of it. There's a disparaging difference between last year and now. Don't fire Bobby, demote, and get some new eyes in. Yep. Will Hunt. I like that. I do like that. This team is one dimensional like the year Saxonville Jaguars. Yep. What was the sequence where they didn't know what they wanted to do on fourth down? CJ was looking confused the rest of the offense. Yep. How you missed the whole show? I told you I was going on early. You need to start getting on Twitter earlier. AD. He just say what he want. Nick goes out and get it. All right. Oh, I mean, you want to do it this week? You want to do it this week? When you want to do it? When you want to do it, AD? When you want to come on here and crash out? I will send you the link. You got my number. Hit me up. All right, y'all. I got to get up out of here. I got to go to the doctor. I got to go to the doctor. So we'll reconvene here tomorrow at the regular time, right here on Sports Talk with Big Sarge. Thank you all for joining me today. I'll be going. Texas going to get it together. Yeah, they got to get it together. If you lose to Jacksonville, you might as well just go ahead and turn in your NFL card and say we're good. Y'all can give the playoffs to the Colts. Go ahead, y'all can have it, Colts. That's the only reason the only thing that's keeping the Texans in this thing is the fact that the rest of the AFC South is horrible. Be tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my YouTube numbers up at Big Sarge Media. Follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. And make sure you are, make sure that you're subscribed to the Locked On Texans podcast and you're subscribed to the Locked On Texans YouTube page. Big Sarge. Yeah, man. I'm out.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.